Hello and welcome to this video on Power BI. In this video, let us take a look at the new custom visual that got added to Power BI App Source as part of July 2025 release. And the custom visual is stacked bar chart with line by JTA. Let us see how this stacked bar chart with line by JTA works. But before that, I want to show you the dataset that I'm going to use for this purpose. I'm having a scorecard dataset which is going to have a couple of columns in it with student name, total marks, and the different marks scored in different subjects. I also have one more column which is called as others percentage, which is just the division of others by total marks. It's basically the percentage of marks that are coming under others. So before proceeding, we need to first add this custom visual from the app source. You can add the custom visual by clicking on these three dots, click on get more visuals. This is going to open a pop-up window in which you can just copy and paste the name of the custom visual. On pasting the name of the custom visual, it is going to filter down to this visual. Click on this. Here you will get an option to add the visual into your Power BI desktop file. Clicking on this add is going to add the visual to Power BI's desktop file. So I've already done this and you can see the visual already added to my visualization pane. Now I'm going to click on this visual. This visual is going to be added to the canvas. So in case of a usual stacked bar chart or a clustered column chart, you can just add the x-axis and y-axis and the data should get displayed here. But in this case, it works a little different. I'm adding student name to the x-axis. Now the total marks gets added to the y-axis. So the ideal expectation is now it should show me a bar chart with total marks displayed in y-axis and the student name present in x-axis. But that's not how this visual works. So for this visual, the other important thing that is required is the stacked columns y-axis. Again, here it works a little different. So this stacked column doesn't automatically split your data with the categories. Instead, it would require you the number values to be added from different columns. So that's why you see the different subjects present here as number values. I'm adding mathematics, then I'm adding physics, I'm adding chemistry, and then I'm going to add the others too. Still, this visual is not going to display any data because it is also going to mandatorily wait for y-axis information. So I'm going to add this others percentage as y-axis. The moment I add this, my visual starts generating. So this is currently generating the data in an animation mode, and that's why you see this kind of an operation happening. You can also switch this off, and you can also fasten this, or you can also increase the time it is taking to load. But by default I feel that this is kind of a little slow, so I'm going to improve the speed in which this animation works. So by default they are giving a duration of 3000 milliseconds. I'm going to change it to 300, so I'm going to make it 10 times faster. You see, right? Now the visual is getting loaded as quick as possible. You can apply this animation to both bars and lines, and you can also stop one of those from happening. For example, I'm going to switch it for bars, and once that is done, only your line is getting affected by the animation and vice versa. I prefer the animation to be present in the lines. It makes it look cool. So I'm switching it off for the bars. Rest all is very similar like you would see in any other bar chart or stacked column chart. The other thing that we can see here specifically is the position of the stacked bar chart. So I'm going to open the columns. Here I get an option to define color for each of the bar values. I can also specify the color for each of the labels present as well. I can also change the spacing that is to be there between the bars. For example, if I'm going to change it to 30, it's going to add more space between the bars. Instead, I'm going to make it 10, it's going to decrease the space between the bars. I can also specify the position of the stacked bar separately. I can also switch it off. For example, I'm going to switch this off and the stacked bar chart is not going to be displayed. On the other hand, if I'm going to click on, it is going to be displayed and my position I can change either to right or left. I click on left, my stacked columns get moved to the left side of the total bars. And there is no restriction that you need to show all the full content in the stacked bar chart. For example, I will remove the others section from my stacked bar chart. It still is going to show me the total marks and then the split for mathematics, physics and chemistry, but not others. And it's not any condition that the sum of this should be displayed here. So it's all how we want to see things. Now that we have seen how this works, I also would like to show that this percentage that we are displaying here can either be a column or a measure. Same is the case for the other number values. They can be either columns or measures. To just show this, I'm going to remove this others percentage, which is currently a column, and instead I'm going to add max percentage, which is a measure that I have created. So it's basically mathematics marks divided by the total marks. I'm going to add this to the y-axis, and you will see once it is added, it works pretty similar to how it was working when others percentage was there. Then you can have formatting for the legend. You can switch on or off. Then you can set custom legend width. You can also specify the position. So here two different new options are top left stacked and top right stacked. So it's going to put it to the right side and stack it up one above the other and one below the other. You can also specify the marker style. Then you have options to add the grid lines. So the grid lines are available for addition for a horizontal, and you can set the style. Then coming to the columns, as I told you before, you can set the color of the columns, color of the labels. Then you can specify the spacing. You can specify the properties for the stacked bar. Then coming to the line, it has options that you can change to dashed, dotted, solid, and you can also specify the color and opacity. Rest all are very similar to the other charts available in Power BI. One unique feature here is the animation, which we already saw. That's all in this video. If you like this video, please like, comment and subscribe for more similar videos.